Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Rogue Traitor with me, Bring It Down. Let's check in with Felek Orsellio. Felek Orsellio looks a little better. His tangled hair is now neatly braided, his wounds are tightly bandaged, and there's some healthy color under the scales on his cheeks. You dealt with the threat and powered the elevator. Well done. I trust you brought the activation rod as well. Remember, every second of hesitation may cost my mistress her life. Adira suddenly cocks her head and drives her nails deep into her shoulder. Then she starts mumbling. The crossroads. There are two paths, both stained with blood, both leading to the accursed eye. They all wear masks, so poor and flimsy. They fall at the slightest touch. One hiding a blind man, another a traitor. Tell me more. What paths? I cannot say. One is paved with blind faith, the other with hatred and treachery. Both lead to tragedy. You simply have to decide what kind of tragedy you like the most. Who is who? Who do you see behind the masks? My whisperers are giggling nastily. They will not speak, the naughty little things. They say that tearing off the masks is your concern. Well, I wouldn't say everything is clear. I also wouldn't say that I didn't understand anything, so ignore the psyker. This station has enough problems without your sorcery, psyker. Felek waves Adira off and looks at you expectantly. I have many questions regarding what happened on the station. You think they are worth the life of my mistress. Who is the child mentioned in the documents and reports found on the station? You meddled with something that should have been left alone. The keeper folds his arms and shakes his head disapprovingly. The child is what the station servants call Lady Cassia, but the commoners' dirty mouths must not sully her name by uttering it. You see, it is not beneficial for all servants to have their vocal organs altered. Some prove to be more useful when they are still able to speak. The madmen I fought were convinced that we were the traitors. Felek gives an indifferent shrug. That's why they are insane. We really heed the ramblings of retainers who dared to raise their hand against the scions of a noble bloodline. The servants alone cannot be blamed for what happened on the station. Most corpses I discovered were either unarmed or feeble. Did you really think mere servants could plan a coup? The senior officers are just as guilty. Half of my guards butchered one another because they suspected treason. As for the real culprit, the coup was staged by those closest to the mistress. Destroying the shuttles, shutting off the power, and disabling the security systems. Too many things required special access. Access available only to the keeper of the station. As I'm sure you are aware, there were two keepers of the station. Your guess is absolutely correct. Theobald Orsellio, the demented old man obsessed with Lady Cassia and her power, and also the one to blame for the woes that have befallen Urak 5 and our noble line. I listened to a recording of a private conversation between the station's officers. We were very lenient toward them, purposely neglecting the security protocols. I was lenient, this is true, and in the end I paid a steep price for it. Just look at the destruction around us. The insurgents have left almost nothing of my home. The keeper spits out the last few words with particular bitterness. I saw the security captain's report. Only the keepers have access to the station's systems, but Theobald stayed at his side the entire time and could not have initiated the self-destruct protocol. Which means he did it before the report was filed, or maybe after. Or... Felek's stern face twists in disgust. You dare suspect me of what happened? The one who's going out of his way to preserve what little there is still left. By the God Emperor, you'll keep these slanderous accusations to yourself. So this is the paths Adira was talking about. We could have blindly trusted Felek here, which would have been the blind faith path. I guess he'd also be the one with the mask on, the liar. But who's the blind man? I'm guessing Theobald. Enough lies, Felek. I'm certain that you're the one behind this coup. Felek nods warily. I suppose it is time to remove my mask. That's a little on the nose. Congratulations, you've got me. But did you really expect me to be sincere this entire time? to welcome you with open arms, and ally of Tisiphone and her monster, the accursed child who has tormented the navigators of House Orsellio for years. Don't make me laugh. You arrived to help her completely destroy our house, and I cannot let that happen. What are you babbling about? I know nothing of this Tisiphone or monsters of any kind. You do not. Felek hesitates for quite a while. In that case, accept my sincere apology for the deception and my earlier behavior. I had no intention of making an enemy of Von Valancius' heir, nor of destroying the station that served as my home for many years. They left me no choice. You cannot even imagine what monster lurks in the upper chambers. An evil, a plague, a pestilence on our bloodline that seeks to destroy House Orsellio from within. And Theobald and his followers, just mindless fanatics serving this evil. Lady Cassia is a scion of a merciless tyrant, but it is not her relation to Tisiphone that is terrifying. She is a monster whose power drives servants insane in mere turns. A cursed child who can kill a navigator from the Orsellio bloodline with just a look. I alone managed to get close enough to her over the years. She lowered her guard and trusted me, and at long last, I rid my house of the curse. This is the truth. Perhaps you're ingratiating yourself to me, hoping I'll let down my guard. I cannot change the past and dare not hope you will ever trust me again, but I swear my words and my apology are genuine. Seems like yet another lie. Tell me, do you ever speak the truth? Pity. Felek squares his shoulders and gestures to his guards. I was hoping to find an ally in you, but now you're merely delaying the sorrowful end of your story. Prepare to die.
Your arrogance will be your downfall.
Purge them!
I'll do it. The enemies of the Emperor will be undone!
Okay, not too shabby.
Who if not me?
Be gone!
Alright, well there's two down.
On it.
On it.
taste worse than this.
Okay. Whoopsies.
Will do.
The air is filled with evil whispers. Can end her turn, I think. And we can do Taunting Scream. A reposition. In fact,
Reduced to dust.
do that. Taunt both of these
I will
guys.
do my duty.
Then use Endure, we should be okay. I'm gonna pop this as well.
Pain and duty go hand in hand.
Oh, I didn't see that guy.
As the Emperor, each stroke is a prayer.
Ooh.
I'd rather not. It will be done. I've suffered worse.
It's moved a good distance away, but move up here and give Argenta another
I
turn.
won't compromise my principles.
Oh, she's stunned. The Warp Curse unleashed. The enemy becomes cursed until the end of combat. All incoming warp damage is increased by 18%, and other types of incoming damage are increased by 9%. At the start of their next turn, the enemy closest to them also becomes cursed. There we go. One problem solved.
I know what is to come.
Victory is imminent. At your beck and call. Just a minor setback.
Doubt is for the weak.
Not worth a shot, I guess.
Indeed.
Already boosted Abelard with voice of command once. Which is fine, now he gets the full benefit instead of the weaker until the end of combat benefit, but... Alright. So, I do think Felek was telling the truth after we called him out. But he already burned a bridge by lying to us, and... being an all-around jerk. I'm not gonna trust somebody who lied to us when we first met, assuming that we were associated with whoever... Tisiphone? A Deadshot Stub Revolver. 8 to 16. A Keeper's Control Rod, which we already have one. We didn't give it to him, did we? Staff of House Orsellio. So grants Castigating, 5. Enemies targeted by the Navigator powers gain a -5 penalty to all their characteristics until the end of the Navigator's next turn. This penalty stacks and is renewed every time the same enemy becomes a target of the Navigator's powers, and +5 willpower and perception. And we got Tactical Goggles, +5% to hit chance, and +3% to critical hit chance. Be great for Argenta, I think. That new revolver would probably be good on him. Though, I don't mind the effect that the heirloom auto pistol has. It does require 35 strength. Yeah, so I don't have this equipped for the damage, it's for the effect.
I always have a backup plan.
Also, I'm surprised we didn't take any injuries there. I'm pretty sure that Argenta took... Oh, maybe not. It was at least close to 50% of her health when this guy over here shot her.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
That was a tough little fight. Well, maybe not tough, but Felek was a nasty enemy. The pale figure with unnaturally long limbs stands with their arms raised, her hands deformed with talon-like nails. Her deathly pale face is coated with blood that continually streams from her scarlet-misted eyes. Her spiny gills, slightly hidden under her disheveled hair, twitch nervously at your approach. Only now do you notice the third eye on the young woman's forehead, hidden by a jeweled ornament. When your eyes meet, you sense overwhelming, soul-smothering power. Let me make a change real quick. So when I launched the game before I started recording, several of my sliders in the settings were set to 0, so all my volume settings were at 0. My camera controls were all set to 0, so I couldn't move the camera. And my font size was set to 0, so when I opened up dialog boxes, I couldn't read anything because it just wasn't there. So I had to go through and fix all that, so the sound may be a little off because of that. You're enveloped in despairing grief, and an invisible hand closes around your throat, cutting off your breath. Your limbs seem to fill with lead, your heart hammers in your chest, and the desire to turn and flee from this room, from this station, almost gets the better of you. At the last moment, you master your emotions, and your will pushes back against the illusion, forcing it to retreat. Adira emits something between a moan and a drawn-out whimper. Ow, ow, ow. As if my own little pals weren't bad enough. Now this one's barging into my head. Somebody stop her. Heresy. Argenta looks at the tall figure with a strange mixture of anger and sadness. Then she lowers her head, and her white hair veils her face. Abelard, is this? Lady Cassia, I presume. The seneschal stares in the Lady Navigator's direction with a faraway look, then turns sharply away and awkwardly wipes at his eye. Some interesting options here. Lady Cassia, I'm here to help you. Please calm yourself. She rarely shakes her head and lets out a drawn-out sound similar to both the sob and the howl of a small wounded animal. What is happening? Was someone calling my name? Are all the betrayers dead already? And you? Who are you? Donald von Valancius. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Unease settles over her features, and she nods cautiously. Pardon my manners, Donald. I did not expect to make such a gracious acquaintance at such a time of great sorrow for our house. What is this? I feel faint. The heavy-set old man, who has been kneeling nearby, erupts into low sobs. His eyes, swollen from crying, dart desperately around the room, as though the veil of ignorance has just been ripped away from them. The child, Lady Cassia, where are you? Sacred child. Friend preserve. Despite his venerable age, the navigator leaps up and rushes to the young woman's side. You. The old man shifts, revealing his face to you. It is threaded with jet black veins, and his bulging milky eyes bear a striking resemblance to those of a dead fish. A sickly sweet scent assaults your nostrils, as if the old man's flesh is rotting inside his decaying husk. My eyes fail me, but they are unable to make you out as either enemy or ally. I'm warning you. One wrong move will bring the wrath of House Orsellio down upon your head. Watch out, Lord Captain. This one's so deranged it's making the whispers shriek like crazy. He might just open that eye of his. Threatening the head of the dynasty is a grave offense, esteemed whoever you are. Abelard places a hand on his weapon. At present, I'm trying to determine what is happening on Uruk 5. I'll grant that you do not look like pirates who have come coveting the riches of a wrecked station, or like scoundrels in Felek's service. So who are you? Abelard, introduce us. His Lordship Rogue Trader Donald von Valancius, heir to the greatest protectorate in the Coronos Expanse, and bearer of the sacred Warrant of Trade, extends his greetings. Another rogue trader in our corner of the galaxy. How interesting. Your kind always make an appearance in desperate times, ready to cut a deal that benefits one side alone. Given that you have not so far drawn your weapons, your intentions are probably peaceful, and so House Orsellio now asks a service of you. Save the life of the child in exchange for future cooperation. Do not hurry to answer. Think on it. You can make yourself an ally or an enemy of our house today. You decide. What is the curse that has taken hold of everyone in this room? Theobald frowns. Curse. You do not understand the sacred gift given to our child. When the child is sad, we all weep. When the child smiles, we all laugh giddily. If the child wants blood, the world turns crimson. The child's will is the will of the great Tisiphone, for she is the heir of House Orsellio. And they call me dangerous with my witchcraft. Adira mutters under her breath. You look frightening. The fish eyes look at you with unwavering dignity. You are not supposed to see me, or Felek, or the sacred child. Navigators are highly paid for their loyal service to the Imperium, according to his will. No one would dare judge the guides of humanity, the chosen of the galactic sovereign himself. Yeah, the Navigators have a lot of secrets. I mentioned, I think, last time about the inbreeding. Between the mutations and the inbreeding, they're characters. And of course, they're obsessed with keeping their bloodline as noble and pure as possible so that they can retain their power. Because the Imperium does need the navigators, but they have a lot of secrets to hide as well. I want to know what happened between you and Felek. Felek is my wayward student. He came to Iraq 5 as a callow youth. I personally mentored him and entrusted him with the care of the child. He was like a son to me, but he proved to be just another traitor. He sought to steal our most precious treasure, the heir of our house, our sacred child. To revel in power with others like him, casting our house into the abyss. To pervert the centuries-long traditions of our family. You can see the fruits of his villainy for yourself. He decided he was not bound by his duties to the legacy of the greatest of our navigators, House Orsellio, who led our house to prosperity for countless years. Foolish boy. The renegades clouded his mind. They sought to seize control of the dynasty before the sacred child had come of age and taken up the navigator's throne. How could you lose control of your own station? Do not thrust my errors in my face. I am twice your age and twice as wise. Take my advice. Trust no one but yourself and the Emperor. Even those closest to you will betray you for gold, power, or a far-fetched idea of a bright future. I feel like I accuse you of treachery, Theobald. Why should I trust your words? Defending myself before strangers. I never thought I would fall so low. The old man looks at the unmoving Cassia and shakes his head in resignation. If the child's life were not at stake, very well, I have no choice, or proof of my innocence. I can give you my word as a member of the Navis Nobilite, if the honest word of an honorable man counts for anything with you. I guarded this station against calamity and incursions from without to the best of my ability. I forced the wardens to strictly observe security protocols. I personally selected every servant, and I faithfully protected the child during the coup. What service do you ask of me? I turn this around a bit. Hope glimmers in the navigator's milky eyes. Save the sacred child. Take her away from the station. I fear I do not have long left. A bluish rivulet trickles down the old man's chin, and he wipes the mutated blood brusquely away with his sleeve. You glimpse strange burns covering his flesh under his clothing. The slightest movement must be causing him unbearable pain. Save the child, and deliver her safely to Regent Aranto, acting head of House Orsellio in the Coronis Expanse. Rest assured that the reward will be worth your effort. I know we came here for a navigator, but after everything we've seen, I've got some reservations about this girl. Argenta looks at Cassia. A painful furrow appears on her brow. Such a fragile thing, with such a heavy burden upon her shoulders. You're talking as though you expect me to die here. Theobald shrugs indifferently. My service to the house is coming to an end. The wounds Felek inflicted on my flesh will never heal. I am dying. Praise the throne, slowly enough to see that the child is taken care of. You need help. There's a Medicae deck on my ship. But Theobald only shakes his head. No, I am keeper of Iraq 5. I'll perish along with my station. On that note, I have other matters to attend to. I believe I have made my decision. Is that so? Please share your thoughts. Some really interesting choices here. We will take Cassia. Cassia should come with me. Good. That is good. The old man nervously licks his lips. But do allow us to say our proper farewells.
Wake up, my mistress, my sacred child. It is all over now. It is over.
Theobald coughs up more bluish blood. It stains the armor plate on his chest, but he remains standing.
What happened? I remember you. Have you come to save us?
You feel the crimson eyes roving over your face.
Child, please, listen to me very carefully. One last time. You will now embark on a voyage with this lord to rejoin the house and its regent in the Corollas Expanse. I will not be able to accompany you on this journey.
The old man bends over in pain and wheezes hoarsely. Another trickle of blue blood runs down the old man's face, this time from his nose and ear.
No, not you too. Don't leave me alone in this violet-brown haze. You're coming with me. Your mistress is giving you an order. Do you hear me?
A hot wave of despair that is not yours washes over you. Your palms sweat, and your heart freezes in panic.
Mistress, I fear this will be your only order that I dare to disobey. I am the keeper of Yurak 5, and alas, I have less than a day in me. Allow me to serve you one last time and honor my final duty to House Orsellio. I will remain on the station and destroy the secrets it holds.
Oh, Theobald.
The crimson tears stain the Lady Navigator's white skin once again, but this time her power does not make everyone weep along with her. Forgive the urgency, but we should leave the station immediately. The systems are unstable and may fail at any moment.
But this is my home.
Cassia hesitates, searching for the right word.
Please, child, do not be stubborn. Remember your duty to the house, and let those thoughts bring you strength.
What are you going to do to me?
I'm sure the result will be the same no matter what. I'm trying to decide which is most fitting my character. Probably not the contract. Yeah, we'll go with option 2. A Lady Cassia. I, Donald von Valancius, rogue trader of the Imperium of Man, offer you my protection and grant you shelter aboard my vessel. I like this one the most because it specifies I'm with the Imperium of Man. That is the roleplay I'm going for. Theobald Orsellio nods slowly. Do not fear what is to come, child. You're ready to guide any vessel. I know this because I taught you myself. And it is difficult to imagine a more worthy company than a rogue trader. But remember, your safety is of paramount importance. Get to the Great Regent and fulfill your destiny.
I beg your pardon, but what about my servants? Yurak 5 is still full of people loyal to House Orsellio.
Yeah, I'm not going to abandon loyal servants of the Imperium. All who can be saved will be given succor on board my ship. The Lady Navigator ponders your words for a short while.
As a Lady Navigator of House Orsellio, I accept your gracious offer of protection. Please, take me to your vessel. I can no longer bear the pain of this place.
Okay, but first, let's look around. While no one appears to be living in the cage, somebody still filled the trough with dried fruit and fresh water. It is as if the painting was rendered by several different hands. The timid, uncertain lines are interlaced with rough and furious strokes, coming together in arcane shapes. Yeah, plus we could always use more crew. Since we just took up, what, 2,000 losses with the mutiny from Conrad. The Lady and Navigator's private library is brimming with essays, novels, and personal accounts from the trailblazers and explorers of the Imperium. Also, with her in the party... Alright, she already has that equipped. Her logic is only 30, but... do that. There's an argument to be made for both of these. We go with that. At least for now. The luxurious feast was left untouched. And some more cargo. Fantastic. Alright, well, I'm going to call it here, and next
Rise
time...
to the top, or get left in the dust.
we'll return to the ship. We will speak with Cassia and see what she does as a navigator. So double check all the nooks and crannies to make sure I didn't miss any perception
always
checks.
Keep my options open. Keep your wits about you.
There we go. One of our primary objectives is completed. We have a navigator now. But either way for now, I'm going to call it here. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.